It's almost 3 o'clock. I don't know why I hit live, assuming people will be here. But we'll try it anyway. I did a freaking 4-hour live stream on Instagram. The conversation was just that good that it flowed, and it's almost 3 o'clock. I have no idea what the heck happened, but it was a long conversation. I see one person that said, "Hey, we got 7 people. What the heck are y'all awake for?" Let me go ahead and pull up. Veronica going to find the baby. Are you referring to the article to the Oval? I have it, but I have not read it because I actually have some videos I want to do today before the episode comes on. How's it going, guys? All right. I don't know. I'm sleepy, but basically, if you were on Instagram, you know I did a live stream, and I have no idea how, but that live stream ended up being 4 hours long. Got to thank Versus because they're the reason Instagram decided to expand the live stream amount. I don't think Jacoby's a good guy. Yeah, that trailer they posted has Maurice questioning whether or not he can be trusted. The Oval shows us that Maud might be alive. Were you watching the live the whole time? Oh wait, no. You mean you can't sleep? Basically, I did the live stream originally about the Oval because I had the title. I'm like, let's talk about the Oval, and I had questions about Sam. Honestly, I'm watching Sisters episodes on BET Plus right now. I'm not watching the full episode. I'm watching little bits and pieces. I'm watching a little bit of episode 24 after Andy spoke with Jasmine in her hospital room, and then Sabrina and Andy are talking, and Sabrina says, "You didn't leave that guy from college. He kept hitting you, and you didn't leave until you had bruised ribs." And I'm like, oh, Gary bruised her ribs too. So continuity. I like that. Also, we are soon to be hitting 33 million views. I only need 5 more videos before we hit 4,400 videos. And we are less than 500 people away from 165,000 subscribers. Awesome. And I haven't promoted it just yet, but the Malik video I did is about hang on, let me check. Yeah, the Malik video I did is about like 50 or 60,000 views away from 1 million. So I hope that video blows up soon enough. This is the time where if there is another season of House of Pain, I hope Tyler Perry announces it soon. That way that video can get more traction. You said you think Maud might be alive. I think in the promo, it showed us that somebody screaming Jason. I don't know if that was Gail or Maud, because when Jason opens the emergency hatch, we see Maud still there. I mean, obviously she would still be there. Let me see if I can pull the trailer up on my computer, because I don't, obviously my iPod's being used as the camera right now. If I can pull it up, then I can see it for myself here. Just one moment, please. Yeah, it's 2:57 now. Picky really didn't know that Nancy was his mother. I don't believe so. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it was ever stated that he knew. Okay, I'm watching the trailer now.
My father, and he will really make this go away. And maybe even you too.
Tuesday. Why the hell is he still alive? The walls are already closing in. Get out. I know you're recording me.
You should be very careful about what you say.
You'll do anything to escape.
If I go down, I am taking everyone with me.
Turn this plane around.
Damn. Yeah, Maud's still there. I think that was Gail screaming Jason. So, yeah. All right, let me get back to these chats here. Oh, I made it on TV. Thank you. Thank you. Picky should never die. I agree. All Jason needs to do is go to jail. I agree, Tia. Here's my thing. I wonder, yeah, I cut my hair the other night. I don't know if you saw my post on Instagram, but let me just tell you a short story. I cut my hair. It was either Friday or Saturday night, and it was like at 7:30. And usually it takes maybe 20-ish minutes to get, just buzz cut, basically. My clippers are apparently like worn down or old, so they kept going off. and I had 2 extra pairs of clippers that were old. I haven't used them in forever, and even after being charged, it didn't work. So I'm like, I got like part of the back of my head still with hair. So all my clippers died. And then it took like 2.5 hours of on and off charging them, but I finally got it all off. And I was like, okay, so I scraped some pennies together and bought clippers on Walmart.com, even though in reality, I think I bought the clippers when I was halfway through the back of my head. 'Cause I'm like, you know what? I'm not going out anywhere. I don't get paid until like Monday or Tuesday. So I had the great idea of waiting until the clippers got in the mail and then I would cut the rest of it off. But thankfully, I didn't have to do that. So that's why my hair is cut. But in any case, my question about they called Brat, but I don't blame her for wanting to be independent. Being portrayed, I feel like we're seeing more Brat than development. I think that I wonder what they're going to do with. I hope they do to Jason what they never did with Amanda and Wyatt, and that was to get them the help they needed when they needed it. True, Wyatt was in rehab, but then that kind of went back and forth because it's like, how many times will these parents let these kids get away with crimes and stuff before they let them face the consequences? Like, obviously, the first son being revealed to be a rapist and a murderer is obviously going to make headline news. That's not to say that Wyatt Cryer, the son of Judge Cryer, this man running for governor, wouldn't make news, but I think that the White House, they cover up a lot of stuff. So I don't doubt that Gene's murder will be covered up. But I also feel like overall, we're definitely going to see development somehow. Somebody said they were going to therapy. And I did pull the article up and they did say they're doing like a family therapy session. So I hope to see that soon. Yeah, you're right. I hope they don't kill Gail like Amanda and keep her creepy ass brother around. I think that would be a big waste because if Gail gets killed off, apparently she's a recurring character this season. Some sources told me that online. So it's like, why would you say recurring character if she's just killed off in like the second episode of season 2? I hated they killed off Jean. Yeah, trust me, I've already shed my tears over that. And yeah. But any other questions? I'm not ending the live stream, but let's keep the chat going. I was the one who sent the article. You certainly did. And yeah, I know there's like a 10-minute video of Cron Moore, aka Victoria, telling the story behind the Oval. I will definitely watch that. I have not yet. I like Picky over Barry. I agree because Picky was more subtle with the acting, whereas Barry was just a hothead. Yeah, I know Paige Hurd is on Power Book too. Man, I still can't believe I did a 4-hour live stream. No, I haven't watched Mixedish. Too many scenes. Are you talking about Barry, or you mean like not enough scenes with Picky? Yeah, she has a soothing voice. It's kind of it's relaxing to hear her talk that way because Victoria is more venomous with her words, kind of like Veronica. Yeah, I don't like the pharmacy scene. She can't get another job. If I remember correctly, she has to have that job for her credits in nursing school. So she has to keep the job at the pharmacy. Hence why she's doing it.
I've got 3 good reasons why you should watch me on Days of Our Lives. I'm bold, I'm fabulous, and you know I'm gonna stir up trouble. Let's do this.
Jack A. Harry joins Days of Our Lives, NBC weekdays.
Well, congratulations to Jack A. I always love seeing people in these Tyler Perry shows doing other things. Oh yeah, so I just checked out Instagram. I see Barry posted a picture, and he has a Super Saiyan God Goku shirt. So if Barry loves Dragon Ball, he's okay in my book. I feel bad for Barry a little bit. I agree. The fact, well, I mean, that was just stupid to drag her to the police station. You know, in real life, a guy is not going to forgive his girlfriend that easy for cheating on her with her ex-boyfriend, the whole Barry thing. I heard that Gavin is joining Ross. Yes, he certainly is. Roswell, New Mexico, season 3. I love Jack A since she was on Sister Sister. I agree. I don't watch Days of Our Lives, but I hope they utilize Jack A there better than she was utilized on The Pain. I hope on Sisters they show Gary's ex-wife, the two lawyers. Are you talking about Jasmine, Morris, and Leslie? Because again, I was watching various scenes from Sister season 1, and I'm like, damn. I feel like their presence is missed in season 2. Okay, I'm breathing a sigh of relief because my YouTube money, thank the Lord, has hit my bank account because it got paid out yesterday at this time, but it did not hit my account, but it's there. Thank you, Jesus, so I can pay my rent. I always pay my rent early. I always get paid like the 21st to 23rd. The rent's due on the 1st. I don't know if y'all grew up like this, but, to live in a household where, there are a lot of late bills and stuff like that. I'm not putting out family dirty laundry, but I feel like there are people who can relate to that. I feel like, if nothing else, living in that kind of environment where sometimes I know what it's like to have it was like when Candace was talking to Jeffrey a few seasons ago. It's like, I bet you don't even know what it's like to have your power cut off, to not be able to go on any sort of vacation, to not have, a television with all the cable channels. You don't know what it's like. So that kind of lifestyle really taught me the importance of paying bills ahead of time. Like never pay late, because I think Kev on stage said this in a video once. It's like, my dad told me one thing. It's like, people don't care about how you feel. They just care about getting, and I pay all bills at once, unless recurring bill or whatever. Whew. Sorry to go on that little tangent there, but I'm just happy that I got the money. When I said the other lawyer, Yuma was the other lawyer with working at the same place as Andy. What? I'm confused. I just got through watching Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I hate the scene when Charles drags Hella in the house. Diary of a Mad Black Woman is a good movie. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pay these 2 bills real quick anyway. Just the Wi-Fi and my half of the rent. Not Yuma. Yeah, I was about to say Yuma is on the Oval. You remember the guy that was working with Andy that told her to take the case? You talking about Bellamy, her former boss, the former partner who got fired, and now Andy took his job? That one? I hope Victoria finds the body. She should, based on the trailers. I have not watched the Haves and Have Not played in a while, so I always grew up like this. Oh yeah, you know what it is like to have stuff cut off, man. That is not a good feeling. Yeah, man. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, it just teaches you the value of diligence. Like, I wish I was that diligent with my student loans. Did you watch Sisters? Are you talking about the series, or you mean like it doesn't come on until tomorrow night? Are you talking about last week's episode? I watch them all. I've done videos. Check the playlist. That was the Haves and Have Nots placed on the screenplay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because Floyd and Hattie were in the play. Yep, last week. What did I think of that episode? I think I gave it like a 7.5 or something. I Gotta Catch, Have and Have Nots. Is Ruthless still your favorite show? As of right now, yes. Don't get me wrong, though. The Oval, I remember the first time I saw the trailer for season 2, and I'm like, oh, damn. The thing that really got me is that they released that trailer not very long after I went like, the Ruthless is the best show. But then as soon as I saw the trailer for season 2 of The Oval, I'm like, oh crap, we might be on this. If the Oval cleans up certain things from season 1 in regards to like pacing, acting, and stuff like that, it could outrank the Ruthless season 1. But even if it does beat out Ruthless season 1, that's not a bad thing, because that shows the Oval Tyler maybe heard some of the critiques and decided to up his game. Because season 1, sometimes, I mean, if you look at shows like The Flash, season 1 was a terrific season, but as the show went on, I think that season 2 of The Flash was good during the first half, but then during the back half, it just fell apart. So, all right, well, I paid my rent and I paid my Wi-Fi. We all know Andy still got feelings for Gary. She was the mistress. She knew he was married. And when I was watching certain scenes in season 1 just now on BET Plus, which they're not being advertised because I support. I mean, getting plus literally BET Plus. A lot of things in previous season when you watch old stuff. Tyler knows he could have gave Gary a different name. Are you mad because your name is Gary? When it comes to the Oval, it's just too many characters. Some people belong on Ruthless, like Barry. Yeah, I think for the most part, like, the Barry storyline definitely deserves to be focused more on Ruthless. Like, maybe we'll see him go. I think he's supposed to be in like Ruthless season 2 or something. I don't know. Or is it, I know Daikon is going to be in the Oval season 2, and I think Barry is supposed to go to the compound, but I don't know if that is Ruthless season 2 or if that's the Oval season 2. Yeah, that was my problem with the Oval season 1. Like, some characters would disappear for long amounts of time, and then by the time the character came back, it's like, oh shit, I forgot this character was even in the show. I feel like basically watching the Oval season 1 was like watching Avengers Infinity War, because that movie had so many characters, like, and the movie was so long. It was like, I'll never forget the moment where we kind of went back to the ship with Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. It had been such a long gap between when they flew off into space to when we saw them on the ship again. I'm like, oh damn, I forgot they were even in the movie, because we were focusing on like the Guardians and Thor and stuff like that. So when it comes to the Oval, some characters that don't belong, I want them to focus on the White House. Agreed. Superman and Lois watching or not, I might, like, I haven't been watching. I know Black Lightning is on. I've watched some clips of it. Honestly, I love Tobias well, so I've watched all the clips with him. I just haven't watched it. I usually don't watch until it's on Netflix, because I've kind of fallen out of the Arrowverse. Oh, don't get me wrong, I love Infinity War, but I don't know. Endgame to me was like Iron Man 2 and Avengers Age of Ultron, where in terms of a overall movie, they weren't that great, but they were a lot of great scenes put into a movie, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Endgame is more digestible in scenes as opposed to sitting down to watch it at one time. I've only done that once, and that's when I bought the Blu-ray. And I watched it online because people bootlegged it online. I watched the entire thing filmed from a theater, and then I watched it again when I bought the Blu-ray, but I have never sat down and watched Endgame in one period of time again. I've watched various scenes, but that movie is too damn long. Jean was a good character, agreed. The Oval got rid of characters, Jean and Picky. Yeah, it's like you got rid of characters who I felt you were going somewhere with them, but then you didn't. Gail had a good storyline in season 1. I don't think she had the best storyline. I felt like we were unlocking the potential for a good storyline. When it got to her emancipation stuff, that's when I feel it got a bit too weird. Endgame was good. I love how all the women stick together. That scene, I loved it for what it was supposed to be, but you cannot have Captain Marvel come in and solo Thanos' ship and then say, oh no, we need to help Captain Marvel make it across the field. She don't need the help. Why did Danny's husband get beat up? That's her not boyfriend, but friend with benefits Preston. I'm glad he got rid of Picky. I remember how long it was between the gap of Kyle pointing the gun in his face to him being seen at the morgue. Like, did he get shot in the eye? It looked like he got shot in the eye, which is weird. Yeah, you're right. It's like you got Picky. Yeah, that's a very good point. There was so much potential. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of characters on the Oval. Yeah, Tyler Perry starting to get rid of them, but why is he getting rid of the characters who seem to have the most interesting story arcs? Yet we're stuck with characters who are just kind of redundant. Why was the guy in the blue so nosy? Could you be more specific? The guy in the blue. Well, yeah, you say sisters, but what? You talking about Jacoby, Maurice, Hayden, Gary? I don't know who you're talking about. Put Barry, his girlfriend, in the pharmacy on Ruthless. Yeah, I really do feel like, damn, I forgot his name. Kareem. I feel like Kareem is probably a drug runner for the Rakadushi. Maybe not drug runner, but like drug supplier. Well, technically, yeah. I mean, let's say Lilo has the highest, bring some of the drugs to DC, and then Kareem distributes it. Because remember, Picky, I don't think, I mean, with Picky living the life he does, I don't think that he would lie about Sharon and Kareem being part of the drug running. Because remember in season one when Kareem fired Sharon after after she rejected him, and she came and was like, "Fine, you know what? If you're firing me, I want my cut." And then she was like, "Okay, fine." Sabrina getting on my last nerve. She doesn't want a thug. I feel like she wants someone a little more masculine than Calvin, but yeah, I agree. It's like I don't think we've ever seen anything from Sabrina that shows she wants a thug. If nothing else, that's probably Andy. Oh wait, nobody's saying the Oval is as bad as Assisted Living. I don't care how many characters. Sabrina be doing the most. Agreed. I agree about Sharon. I think something's up with her. Assisted Living do drag. Oh gosh. Because she found a body under the bed and being older, she probably has a weaker heart. So, who is your favorite character on the Oval? I don't know if I can say Jean because she's dead. So, I don't know. The Oval is like General Hospital to me. They have a bloated cast. Nancy and Richard, your granddaughter still missing. That feels like that's been underplayed, especially because it's all Nancy's fault. But you have to make the argument. Look, I'm not saying Nancy is innocent because she knew what she did, but based off what we saw in Ruthless, the Rakadushi, if they want something, they will find a way to get it. So I feel like even if Nancy never invited Ruth into the house to get Callie, I think they would have done it at some point or another. But you could make the argument, well, I'm pretty sure Ruth knows that Richard is a butler at the White House, and Sam, who is a Secret Service agent, is Barry's godfather. Then, if they are well aware of what happened, then I mean, Sam did tell Barry they would look into it. So, did that plan ever blow up in the Oval? What plan? They what have got their daughter anyway. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like they would have gotten Callie at some point. I just noticed Nancy played that lady from If Loving You Is Wrong. I forgot her name, but you're right. Barry still doesn't work. Yeah, they said last season that he just does a bunch of odd jobs around the neighborhood as opposed to a typical job. What's up, me? Because I can't sleep. I'm sorry, I just saw what was trending. Apparently, a couple of characters from Big Hero 6 are going to be in a. Well, yeah, Ruthless is a spinoff of the Oval, so Roof would be on the Oval. We only got 8 episodes left, so I don't know what Celine's going to do. Oh yeah, she was in Acrimony. I mean, on BET Plus, it's really raunchy. Mac's going to get his revenge. I agree. How about a Have and Have Not spinoff? Meh. The plane, I mean, like how the son was on the plane and hurt the lady. Oh yeah, Maud. Yes, she was Gary. I only see Acrimony once. You right? She was Tyler Perry's sister. Yeah, I only saw it one time too. That was enough for me. I would love to see if Loving You Is Wrong spinoff. I'd rather see continuations and spinoffs, but that's just me. I don't know, man. Dude, I ain't know that live stream was 4 hours. Shoot, time flew by. And remember, if y'all want to donate, I put my Cash App up there. It's not required, but appreciated. Yeah. A lot of the recent Tyler Perry films are kind of one and done for me. I mean, I think I've watched Family Funeral 3 times. And when it comes to the Boo movies, I've watched like the parts where Medea and company are scared to death more times than the actual film. I don't know what happened to Alex. You want to reach 200,000 this year? I don't think there's a doubt we'll hit 200,000 this year. I feel like, the million is when I'll get another plaque, but that's real. That unless Tyler Perry himself posts my channel or I blow up randomly, I'm not getting a million this year. Yeah, we'll talk WandaVision. It's like I gotta stick it in. I've been watching every episode religiously. Episodes, okay, I've only saw the first 2 episodes once because they were one and done. Episode 3, I watched it like 5 times, 4, 5, 6. I watched those. I know I watched episode 6 like 10 times, but episode 7, no. I watched episode 6 5 times. I watched episode 5 10 times. Episode 7 twice. It wasn't that good. The Agatha All Along song, I listened to that like 700 times, but yeah. Oh yeah, CBS All Access. Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, Priscilla was in Boo too. I'm going to be honest here. I like Tyler Perry plays better than the movies, but if I had to name movies, Family Funeral, Family Reunion, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Daddy's Little Girls. My list feels so generic, but it's likely the ones. No, Agatha, Catherine Hahn, who plays Agnes, love her. There's always that one scene in every episode I look at Agnes like, Father, can you hear me? We need you, Lord, today. I know that you are listening. Yeah, that was going to be my number 5 of Family That Prays. And then Cora came in there. Let me say, yeah. Yeah, who plays Monica Rambeau. She's been in like Empire. She's been in several things. I'm like, whoa. And she's like 33. I don't know why, but all these actresses who I have crushes on are like 4 years older than me. So yeah, fam. I think I know how people didn't like how Robin Givens felt like she was overacting in Ambitions. But when you watch A Family That Prays, I love how subtle she was. Like, I don't think, yeah, Stephanie had moments of being over the top, but honestly, that did not pose a problem to me. But again, that's just me. Is Diary of a Mad Black Woman on BET Plus? I know the play is, but I mean, I would think it is. I'm actually on there right now trying to find the movie. I don't think it is. No, I see Diary of a Mad Black Woman the play, but I don't see Diary of a Mad Black Woman the movie, which I find very strange. Oh yeah, the Boo movies aren't on here. They're on Amazon though. I love the farewell play. I wonder if House of Pain season 9 is going to be on BET Plus. Mickey Howard story. Um, I think my favorite play is Why Did I Get Married? Goes to jail. I love it, but I think Levon Davis, aka Curtis, I feel like his portrayal in Why Did I Get Married? I like that. I think Why Did I Get Married was good because it did a very good job of allowing all the characters to well be good. So half and half. I vaguely remember that show. I watched like 2 episodes on Netflix. Essence Atkins is still gorgeous. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The theme song, beautiful. Why did I get married? I don't know why, but I don't I didn't dislike the movies. I just never really watched them more than like once or twice. A lot of these things I just haven't watched in forever. I my favorite Moeshas are when Bernie Mac is in it. Is it Uncle Ernie or Uncle Bernie in the show? Big Happy Family. I like the movie. The play was okay. Whoever put that blonde wig on the lady was so wrong. Wow, I feel dumb. I never really noticed that on BET Plus. We really see the Tyler Perry plays and some of the sitcoms, but a lot of the movies really aren't on here. I did not know that. I feel dumb. I honestly thought the Boo movies were on here. Yeah, I know the Parkers. People call it out now. Yeah, Moesha. I love that all these shows gotten added to Netflix and people are doing breakdown videos on. It's like I never noticed as a kid or when I was younger, like you know, bigger women were always portrayed as thirsty, and Moesha was just a brat. But even then, most people saw it. Have you seen The Marriage Counselor? Yeah, the play is my favorite or one of my favorites, but I really wasn't a fan of the movie. Everybody threw it under the rug. I hated how the dad treated Mona. I hated how the dad allowed Moesha to talk back to her stepmom so much. Mo to the. Did you hear what Vanessa Kai? What about like the dark skinned cat? Well, not the casting, but the way she was portrayed versus a light skinned character. They make him so dumb. Yeah, like Eric on Boy Meets World or Cat on Sam and Cat. Well, no, even in Victorious, like in after season one, season two, they made Cat to be ditzy, but and then in Sam and Cat, they just went full on toddler. Well, I've known 4 year olds, like my nephew was more mature than Cat, so is it D, right?
I can.
D was the name of the stepmom, so and it's like Moesha's dad really never stepped in and said, you need to treat D with more respect because D was trying to do nothing more than to be the best stepmom she could. It wasn't about replacing their mother, but Brianna was a fast girl. You talking about a one-on-one? Sometimes in this life you can feel it all by yourself. Something, 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 something. Yeah, barking like a dog. Yeah, I did see the trailer. I just haven't done breakdowns yet, so what can you do? Frank was a cheater. I hate it when they did that. I think the actress that portrayed Dee said the same thing on Unsung that's when she knew the show was over. In terms of rewatchability, I think Living Single is the best. Like I feel like I can well, except for like after Regine and Kyle left the show. I think Kyle has said in interviews he was fired. I don't know why Regine left. I don't know if Kim Fields just moved on to other projects, if it was a contract thing, but I just know she left. So yeah, I feel like the first like what is it, 4 seasons of Living Single, I could watch anytime. So yeah, Shanice sang the song. I love your smile. I love Living Single. Yeah, it just had just a for some. And I don't hate Friends, but it didn't speak to me for obvious reasons. But I mean, there are a lot of white shows that I love, but Friends never really did it for me. That's just me. And again, it just wasn't the same when he left. My funny Valentine. I don't want it anymore. What show I loved a lot of the TGIF shows like Step by Step, 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, Less Than Perfect, According to Jim. I mean, that's what I grew up with, before we times where we couldn't afford cable every try to replace them on Living Single with the yeah, his name, but Mel Jackson. No, you couldn't fill in the gap. Brandy just didn't want to do Moesha anymore. I heard, yeah, Moesha, Mo to the E to the Moesha. Sorry, I'm actually looking something up. I'll get back to the chats. Moesha got yeah, Miles got kidnapped. 17 again. Man, that's terrible quality. No. Do you? Yeah, I love the Hughleys. I could only watch like part of the interview. The tattoos were just so distracting. I know DL got on for a majority of the back half. The Parkers wasn't supposed to end, but until they said had cancer, they felt so bad. Oh man, damn! I ain't know that. Oh yeah, the Drew Carey show. The Nanny. Oh, Married with Children. There were so many shows like back in the day I would watch all the time, but now I just can't watch them. And it's not like, oh, this show isn't politically correct. It's like it's kind of like certain foods, like they're good when you're hungry, but it's like if you have so many other options, no. Yeah, all of us I remember last year or the year before that, I randomly stumbled across it on YouTube and I watched like a dozen episodes. The hell was that? I hate scrolling on Netflix because stuff just randomly plays. Full House, that's my show unless Michelle was on there. After season 2, all of us wasn't the same. Yeah, because I don't know, was she fired because of money or something? I don't know. Because there are just so many shows like we don't know until like recent interviews, like maybe the past few years, where well, I mean, it makes sense because sometimes actors or writers or whatever, they don't tell the real reason why they left a show, they got fired, why a show got canceled, because they don't want to burn bridges. But usually when information comes out, it's like decades later when nobody really cares, except for people like, oh, so that's what happened. Kind of like the Martin and Tisha Campbell thing. Like I didn't know about it until a couple years ago when it was addressed. So I didn't know. But I was a kid when the show came out. I didn't know about behind the scenes drama. I just know one moment Martin's on and Gina and Martin aren't in any scenes together, and then the show was ended. So yeah, I loved her in season 1. It was like a weird dynamic that like girlfriends Tony left. Mm-hmm. My girlfriend. But being older, it's like so cool to watch other people review these shows and talk about why so and so is a doormat people walked all over them, or this person was a bad friend, or that was my show when I was younger. My mom, see, I was all, again, my mom, it's like I grew up in like the one television household until we eventually, like even when my sister and I got TVs in our room, we didn't have cable. We had our VCRs or DVDs. It was in my parents' room, and then in the living room where the cable was. So if we were tired of watching the same old things, we came to the living room and we didn't have the remote. My mom was watching Girlfriends, or so I would watch Girlfriends because I love William, the male character, comedic timing. And then, I know Kim Possible, obviously a girl show, but anybody could enjoy it. And I love Rufus. So, even those female-led shows had like male characters who, I are related to because they were just funny. So Myra's death, yeah. It's a rare condition. This day and age. Reading some good news. Man, I wanted to watch this one movie. I ain't renting it. Shoot. Oh, well. Man, KJ Smith is in everything. She's like the female Samuel L. Jackson. It's like anytime I look at something, I'm like, wait a minute, that's Andy. I'm about to watch Malcolm and Eddie, Kim Possible. I love it. I'm your basic Yo, Babs is one of my favorite movies. Living large or taking charge, big boy. What do you know about Malcolm and Eddie? I think my favorite episode is the one where they did a parody of the Blair Witch Project. But you can't forget about when Eddie was dressed up as the artist, looking like Prince. But what did he say? He felt like he was constrained by the show because of the fact that it was a network television show, so he couldn't be as raunchy as he wanted to be. And then you had Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was more from the Bill Cosby school of entertainment. So, there was I don't know if there was like a beef between the two. It was just that they had different ways of doing things. And I love the show. Babs was cool. I only watched for Halle Berry, though. Wait, is Babs not on BET Plus anymore? What the hell, man? See, that's why I don't really like BET Plus that much. Like, I get ownership and copyrights, but more often than not, it's like certain things will be on there for like a month, and then that's it. And it's like, what? I never watched Booty Call. There are so many movies I haven't watched. They changed the right on Malcolm and Eddie. Did not. Oh yeah, yeah. What about Thea when Brandy first started? Yep. The mom signed on to 3 seasons for That So Raven. We got Corey in the house. Corey in the house. I'm your man. Go, Corey.
Listen now. Here we go. I'm the new kid, moving in, getting it done, and I'm officially the candidate for having some fun,
My Sister, Poetic Justice. What's the other movie? Love and Basketball. I never watched it. Do you listen to Deborah Cox? How Did We Get Here? Nobody's supposed to be here. You came in something. I still watch Lincoln Heights. Again, my sister loved that show. What about Living Color? Wanda. I watched that a lot. I just don't remember it that well. But I know who Wanda was, played by Jamie Foxx. I know that Jennifer Lopez was a dancer. Jim Carrey got to start there. Jumpin' Jack Flash. Wasn't that the one with Whoopi Goldberg? I love Made in America. That was one of my favorite Whoopi Goldberg films from that era. The PJs is highly underrated. I did not watch True Jackson that much, but I felt like Keke Palmer's friend in that was hot as I don't know what. And I said hot because I was a kid when the show came out, so I'm like, she was hot. So there you go. I mean, that's when Nickelodeon actually had black shows. I mean, sure, we got Young Dylan, but what was that before? Haunted Hathaways, and that lasted like 1 or 2 seasons or something. I love the PJs. I was mad when they canceled it. Living with the PJs. Wasn't it like Eddie Murphy and Loretta Devine as the husband and wife in that one? PJs was real life. Yep. It's crazy. iCarly have more episodes than True Jack. Yeah, I watched like some episodes of iCarly. I like iCarly because it's my life. I mean, I do internet for a living. Like Spencer, I have a lot of crazy socks. Good stuff. I'm not too excited about the reboot though, but I will watch it. I remember Kiki moved from Disney to Nickelodeon. Do you ever see South Central, the TV series, even though it didn't last long? I don't remember it. Yeah, the great debate is which show was better, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, or Victorious. My sister loves Zoe 101. I did not watch Zoe 101. Truth be told, wasn't that big a fan of Drake and Josh. I did not dislike it. My favorite parts of Drake and Josh were at the beginning where they would both be doing like their own intro. That was my favorite. So my decision is like either iCarly or Victorious. But the thing is, Victorious did not have a finale. It just had a final episode. Like iCarly had a full story. Ned's Declassified. Never really watched it that much, to be honest. I know I'm well aware of the show, but I was always watching other things. I wasn't. I know Cookie grew up and he got buff. What was that one girl? Not Mosey, but the other girl that Ned liked. She's fine. Yeah, I remember Romeo had a show. Maniac McGee. I don't think I remember that one. Jess Jordan. Yep. I'm a Nick fan than a Disney. I feel like there are more Nick shows I rewatch rather than Disney shows. Like Family. Nope. I remember My Brother and Me. I got the DVD set. There were like only 12 episodes or something. What shows did you watch on Nick and Disney? Not to be generic, but pretty much almost anything that was on. Zoe 101 was a bit dramatic. I remember as a kid thinking they were in college because I'm like, what kind of school is this? Yeah, well, Tiana, yeah, my sister loved that show. What about y'all ain't mentioning Cuz Skeeter? You better put some respect on Skeeter's name. Skeeter is the one I need. Do you remember Nina Mosby from Sweet Life and Zach and Cody? Yes. I need to Google her because I know who you're talking about. The one with like the braids and everything. I just can't think of what else she played in. I'm Googling the. No. Bring It On with Beyonce. Yep. All of that. Drake and Josh. Yeah, I did like the really big shrimp. Oh yeah, what is it? Drake Bell got accused of Me Too from his ex-girlfriend. Apparently a lot of underage stuff going on. So what, he moved to Mexico and changed his name to something else? I remember what was it? Drake and Josh had some real life beef going on for a while, but they squashed it. So I remember seeing the all new all that. I have not watched it. I am not talking down about the show. It's an all that for a new generation. So it is what it is. Y'all mentioned all the throwback shows got me and my cousins watching at characters like that's you, that's me. Yeah, me and my sister like, man, that's you up there looking ugly and everything. The famous shit Jackson. I remember the show. I don't remember watching it a lot, but I remember the show. There were certain shows like the movie Up and Away. So don't really remember too much about other shows and whatnot. But there you go. I got the entire series right here on my shelf. Yeah, Hey Arnold. I got it right next to Boy Meets World and Saved by the Bell. Jimmy Neutron. There are only some episodes I like of the show. I mean, of course, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. Yep, Keenan Kel Good Burger. I remember when she got on all that, and we were like, yeah, she only got on all that because she's Britney Spears' younger sister. Rugrats. I don't have the Fresh Prince on DVD. I remember having the first two seasons, but then I sold them on eBay years ago. I think like, and I hate to be that person, but I'm not even going to say dark skin Aunt Viv, but Janet Hubert, like that part of Fresh Prince was at its prime, and as the show went on, it wasn't as good, but it still had a lot of memorable episodes. I think I wasn't too big of a fan of the later episodes of Fresh Prince, but like those first couple seasons were gold. Doug, it was good until Disney took it. At least Caillou is gone. Nah, my sister was all Degrassi. Life with Derek. Yo, what's her name? Casey. Oh man, she was fun. I remember that one episode she dressed up like a Tomb Raider character. Why isn't Life with Derek on? Is Life with Derek available on Disney Plus? I know it's on DVD. Well, not the entire series, but because there are so many shows that were like either Canadian or French, I did not know. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, yep. That was one of the few shows that did good when the characters went to college. First seasons of Fresh Prince were the best. New school, wow, new house. I know it's weird watching that stuff, but then you go back and it's like, yo, they were dealing with real stuff. I remember finding it on YouTube a few years ago, and a lot of the comments were like, if you watch Life with Derek, you see that Casey and Derek had that chemistry, like they were dating each other. And I'm like, yo, they did. What I like about you, I love Sabrina. Reba. I like Reba. Yes. I love Reba McEntire. I don't care what anybody says. She's probably, not that I heard anything bad. That's Kathy Griffin, my bad. City Guys, I don't remember that one. I think look, as iconic as the Aunt Viv dance was, Carlton dancing at the strip club is like my favorite dance number. Don't get me wrong, like the Aunt Viv is iconic, but to see Carlton of all people dance like that, because I think the strip club dance with to Billie Jean, I think that was before his It's Not Unusual. So I think like seeing Carlton act that way when he's just been this stuck up privileged kid the entire show is probably why that single moment of dance to me is the most iconic from the show. But I agree that the Aunt Viv is like the gold star. But in terms of like pop culture, it's definitely the Carlton. But I think the Billie Jean strip club dance, because I think that was like the first time Will thought Carlton was cool. You know? Oh yeah, I like both dances now. And I like the dance when they did jump on. Oh yeah, the jump on, that was another one. That me and my sister, anytime it comes on. Smart House, that's like one of my favorite DComs. What was that? Stand up the phone, put it up if you got that feeling. I mean, when Peggy Bundy is your intelligent house. My sister loves Low Down Dirty Shame, Meteor Man. I don't remember those. Don't insult me. The Wayans brothers. My favorite episode is the Goodbye, Mr. Gibbs. It's like when Sean's doing the eulogy at the funeral of their mean teacher. That was like my favorite Marlon moment of the Wayans brothers. That was just too. When that fool got up on the coffin like Mr. Brown would eventually. What about Martin? How you doing? H2O just add water. The OC. Yeah, at 8. Yeah, that was my sister's show. The add water, not the One Tree Hill. The OC. See, you're talking about shows that were on like the WB/CW. So we didn't really have those. We had the WB back when it was black before it became the CW. So I'm like the Wayans brothers, the Parenthood. Yeah, I want to say we had those channels right before we got like what was the name of that black channel before the WB and the channel merged to become the CW. It was that channel. It wasn't Centric. Centric hadn't come out yet. Let me look it up. Because again, it wasn't the CW. It was something else. UPN. UPN. Thank you. UPN. Like we didn't have those channels when UPN came out, but we had it before that. So we had the WB. We didn't have UPN. TV1. Nah. You're talking a little bit later. Danny Phantom. Why did the Ultimate Enemy not get a part 2? It was going to get a part 2, but it didn't. That girl. No. You remember HBO? Yep. City Guys with Wesley. Yo, Wesley Jonathan is underrated. He's been in so many things. He reminds me of Saved by the Bell. I never watched Saved by the Bell, the new class, so. Part of me is like, should I go to sleep or should I just stay awake 3 hours and just Uber to Walmart? Probably sleep eventually. Damn. Oh yeah, American Dragon. I like season 2 better than season 1, even though the art style was completely different. They said UPN was underpaid inward. What is your favorite episode of the Steve Harvey Show? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, any episode with the high tops, when the funk hits the fan, all the people want to jam. Come on, get with me. Damn, that's a good question. There were a lot of iconic episodes of the Steve. I remember having the DVD. I still have it, but it skips a lot. It's like the best of the Steve Harvey Show, and it's like 5 random episodes. But there are some really good ones. Yeah, get some sleep. Walmart will be there. Yeah, because somebody told me they don't have any Pokemon cards out, so I'll probably go later this week. You remember Jackie Chan had a cartoon? Jackie Chan Adventures? 12:58. It's almost 4 o'clock here. Dragon Ball Z, I discovered Yu Yu Hakusho in 2019 for the first time. Yes, I know that's embarrassing. Pokemon, but yeah. It's 3 a.m. where I'm at. Yeah. All right, it's time for me to go to sleep. But thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I see we got 25 viewers and 25 likes, so thank you for that. Check out that Instagram live I did, 4 hours long. If you got 4 hours. So thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night. I promise I'm not going to Walmart anytime soon. I'm going to go to sleep, wake up, and I got to do videos about those trailer breakdowns and whatnot. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all later.